Last weekend, Taylor mentioned it a second ago. You know, we had some guests in town, and we had some wild moments in church last weekend. It was so good. It was so good. Saturday night at our East Campus last weekend, you know, they were specifically praying for people who needed healing, and there were quite a few people who came for a touch from God. One of them was my mom, and my mom has had severe knee pain for a long time. I mean, they've really said that she needs a knee replacement. She's been getting injections in her knee and really having a hard time going up steps and everything. And she came down and she got prayer, and the knee pain was completely gone. And I know, I talked to her after church last Sunday morning, and she's like, we were walking around Sam's Club for hours and I didn't have any pain. She flew down to visit my sister. She was walking through airports this week. She's like, I have no pain in my knee. It's amazing. I actually put her story up on Instagram. You can watch it. There was another woman who also had a similar issue, and she also had cataracts in her eyes. And last night at our East Campus, she got up and told the story about how when she got prayer, her knee pain completely went away. She said she has not had any issues with her knee at all this whole week, and that her cataracts cleared out, and her eyesight is clear. Isn't that amazing? But you know, my little girl, London, you know, she's got some serious health issues because she has spina bifida. And I shared a couple weeks ago about how, you know, are we really gonna believe what Jesus said? Are we really gonna believe that he's the healer? And I shared with you that, to be honest with you, I haven't really prayed for healing in my girl's body. It's been more like, let's just manage the situation and see her through. And she's done great, and she has such a great spirit, and you know, God's been faithful through the whole thing. But I'm like, actually, do I believe that you're the healer though? And so last weekend, you know, she was a little shy. She's only 11, and she didn't really, you know, get prayer at any of the services because we had a whole bunch of services last weekend. And then the 6 o'clock service last Sunday night, she finally agreed to get prayer. I wasn't there. I didn't talk her into it, but she went up to one of the team and got prayer. She had an amniotic constriction band wrapped around right here on her left arm in utero, which meant that her left hand didn't grow properly, and she's never had feeling in her hand. And I don't know if that's because the nerves didn't grow, but that's likely with her spina bifida, and then plus the amniotic constriction band. She's never had feeling in her hand, and you can see that it's not the same size as the other hand. And she got prayer last Sunday night, and she received feeling in her hand. And she woke up Monday morning. She woke up Monday morning because I didn't talk to her because she went to bed and went to sleep. I didn't talk to her. She woke up Monday morning for school, and the first thing she said to me is, Dad, I can feel my hand. There was a man last night who came to our service who was in the hospital last week because of some severe stomach issues, lots of pain. We prayed for him last night, and as we were praying, the pain completely left. And he got up, and he said, I'm healed. My pain is completely gone. He can do it. Hey, Bill, come up real quick. Just tell us, like, real quick, like 1 minute, what God did in your life last night at the Sunday night service. Yeah, you got it. All right. 1 minute.
Wow. So, been doing security for years, and was on the corner over here and was just feeling something heavy. Not really an emotional guy, but I was just overwhelmed with emotion, crying. I text my brothers who were on the security team, Ron and Lee, and they were just like, hey, if you feel it, be obedient, move. And they came over, Lee came over, prayed for me, and when it was time to move, Rich kept saying all week, if you feel it, move now. And man, I moved, and it was, I finally reached the end of myself.
Come on.
And it wasn't me surrendering. I was thinking that I could surrender years, but in that moment, he met me, and I just came to the altar, put my hands up. Rich put his hand on my head, and someone was praying for me behind me, and I went down. And when I was going down, I started feeling something in my forearms and my hands, and it was like I lost complete control of my forearms and my hands, and I was cramping, and I was like, probably looked ridiculous, but at this point I did not care because I was at that threshold of pain, but I wanted more, you know? And I knew something was happening. It was not of me. It was not of me whatsoever. And I was down and I was going through all these emotions of just weeping and, you know, just letting it happen. And finally I was able to, you know, come to a little bit, and I looked over to my left. I was almost in like a freak out mode of like, I still can't feel my hands. And Christina, I believe, was the angel that Lord put her there for me, and she came over and I could almost feel the joy that she had coming over, because she knew Lord was moving and doing something in my heart. And she just started praying on me, and I wasn't. The Lord was, and the Holy Spirit was letting me release and just surrender. And it was at that point where I was able to get to my feet. My forearms stopped cramping, but my hands were still kind of stuck like this, and I didn't care. And I just put my hands up right here. My hands were like this, and I didn't realize who it was at the time, but I forget his name. But he was praying for me, and it was at that time I believe I got answers to the question that I've been battling with after my football career. And long story short, my identity was so wrapped up, and I idolized football. And I realized that I know what it was for now. And it was not to just be a strong, physical looking person. That's great and everything. And it says, yes, train yourself physically, you know, in the Bible as well. But you got to train your heart. And I've been surrounded with so many great people that I haven't been able to let myself utilize and get advice from. And now knowing that I've been equipped with being a captain, being a quarterback, and all these great things, but it wasn't to lead people to victory on a football field. It was to use and to be an example for other powerful men to come and meet Jesus.
Come on.
And a wise coach, but the ultimate coach, is telling me now that in order to lead, one must serve.
Yeah.
I have been serving security, and I've been comfortable with that for years. And whatever it looks like, Lord, I surrender. Use me.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. I love you.
Amen.
Thank you, guys.